Hello, so this is my teaching resource for the material testing. So what I have actually prepared here is a simulation of how an Izod test would kind of go, and you get to see kind of where the stress and all that is coming from when the test is happening and how it will go through. So first of all, you can see here I have the Izod test with the notch and everything in, and I actually have it prepared just a simulation. If you look at this, so with here, so the bottom half would be what is gripped in the vise, and then the top half and the notch is where the actual force is going in. And as you can see then from the arrows, that that is what is happening. And then we can actually so that is actually the simulation of what has happened. So if you look on the graph here on the right, so as the stress goes up, it goes from blue to light blue to green to yellow to red. And so, like for example, down here on the bottom half, well, there's not actually a lot of stress happening. It is all blue, and then as you get closer to this area here where the notch would hit, or where the pendulum would hit the notch, this is where you start to see a lot of stress. Now, for example, for this here, if you were looking at, I only have, what is it, 100 newtons. You could put in more, you can put as much as you want, and so for 200 newtons you could do that and see what would happen, things like that. So if you wanted to make it relatable, so if you had a post coming up out of the ground and you wanted to simulate what would happen if somebody kicked a football at it, for example, at 100 newtons, then you could use this to kind of simulate that. And I like this certain model and this certain simulation because it gives you, also if you hover over it, the original place. So this is obviously what it will look like just before fracture, and then the orange line, if you can see when I hover over the top half, you can see where it was originally. So that is the amount of movement that happened. And you can actually measure that also. So if you were to show the displacement, so that just shows how much of it is displaced. And then you can look at your strain also. So that's there's the kind of three. So there's you have your stress strain, obviously, because that's how you get your graph, and then you have your displacement diagram or displacement values also.